Hey guys, what's up? It is about 8:47. I have about 58 minutes before I have to clock into work. Yeah, I've been here for about a half hour now, so I know you're thinking, well, why didn't you do a video as soon as you got there? Well, one, I had to put my stuff away in the lounge. You know, we got these little cubby holes where we can, these little totes that we can, in cubby holes that we could put our stuff in when we don't want to carry it around. So I had to put my stuff away at that time. But yeah, you could probably see by the title here, this is a bit of a channel update, and you can see the subtitle is Things Getting Back to Normal. Kind of. And what I mean by that is the fact that, so I'm looking around as I'm crossing here. What I mean by that is the fact that this is the last week of the schedule I've had since mostly I moved to Newman. Mainly my schedule was Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The reason I took Thursday off mainly was because of Thanksgiving. And I wanted to spend Thanksgiving with my family. Well, last year that wasn't really the case because I got scheduled. So, pretty much figure, I could try to ask for Thanksgiving off, but usually as you get close to the holidays and all that, that's not really possible with anybody's jobs or anything. So I'm mainly probably going to be working. I don't know if I'll be working in the day, which would kind of be beneficial. Then I can come home and spend Thanksgiving or wherever it's going to be. Either at our house or one of my sisters, something like that. Or if I'm going to be working evening like I did last year, because it's going to be the start of Black Friday. So I don't really know what the schedule is going to be until that time, but I think we'll get an idea pretty much the closer we get to it. I am going to say this though, when I kind of say in this title that things are getting back to normal, kind of, what I'm talking about is the fact that, let me put it to you like this. Basically, again, let me put it to you like this. Basically, starting this Saturday, my new schedule begins. And my new schedule is primarily going to be Monday through Fridays between 8:30 and 5:30. That 8:30, 5:30 is going to kick in. There's no doubt it's going to kick in very, very soon. I'm assuming it will. Not sure when and where, but I'm assuming it's going to kick in very, very soon down the line. And what I mean is mainly I'll be working from 8:30 to 5:30 every day. But when it comes to my job and any kind of job similar to it, 8:30, 5:30 doesn't necessarily always mean 8:30 to 5:30 straight up. It means that you can work in between those hours. And I basically ask for a minimum of 35 to a maximum of 40 hours, indicating that I could work between that time, and that works for me. But here's the deal. Even if I would have said minimum 40, maximum 40, they still would have cut it, because just like the schedule I had prior, which ends this week, just because I was part-time, like 34 hours and all that, 34 to 36 hours, didn't necessarily mean, if you will, that I was going to work 8:30, 5:30, 8:30, 5:30, 8:30, 4:30, 8:30, 4:30, and it didn't need, or 9:30, 1:30. Well, 9:30, 1:30 was always pretty much going to stay that way anyway, but still, it didn't mean I was necessarily going to work all those hours. There were times that I would look at a schedule and it would have me only for a couple of hours that day, and I'd be like, well, I'm supposed to work this many hours, but it's because basically we got a lot of new people coming in, and because of that, they're cutting back on hours. But also, I think the reason they're cutting back on hours primarily is to save up for the holiday season, the Christmas season, which kind of, as crazy as it sounds, the holiday season kind of gets into high gear after Labor Day. After Labor Day weekend, that's when it kicks into high gear, because then you start noticing an increase in the schedules. You start noticing you start noticing that you're working straight 8 hours, or maybe 7 hours at the least, or 6 hours at the least, but you're working almost basically a full-time schedule because they need everybody there. They need all hands on deck. So basically, that's kind of what I'm getting into now, starting this Saturday. The beneficial of that is on the weekends I will be off. However, you might say, well, how is this going to help your channel? Well, as you see me doing right now, I'll still be able to provide content even while I'm at work, like when I'm on my lunch breaks, or in this case, scheduled to start basically within 51 minutes. Yeah. It's like, even with this new schedule, if I get dropped off at 10, I get dropped off at 8:17, and I'm not scheduled to start till at least, like today, 9:45. I'll still have time to give you some content, and then of course I have my hour lunch, whenever that is, to provide content. So I'll be able to still do all this to keep this channel up and going. Now, I'll still be able to provide content in this manner, as well as the fact that, again, I have my computer at home, hopefully without any interruptions, if you will, without any interruptions, and you know what I'm talking about, updates, whatever. Because it looked like, now I will say this, it looked like it was going to try to go that way yesterday. It looked like it, because I tried to close down a browser, tried to close down a window in the browser, and it seemed like it didn't want to close. But when I opened up another browser, it finally closed. So I don't know if you have to open a new browser to close the other one. I don't know what's going on. You shouldn't have to do that. But that kind of gave me an idea that it might be heading for another update, but it might just be a minor update, like for security reasons and stuff like that. And I just give all the glory to God, and I just give it to Him. Anytime these updates happen, I just say, God, I just ask Him, I say, God, put your hand over this computer. I give this computer's update to you. Please help this update to make this computer, or please use this update to help this computer run smoothly and safely without any problems. And that's what I've been doing. And all glory to God that my prayers have been answered, because God's telling me, you just got to be patient with this, because, we may not like what it's doing, but it has to be done. So that's what so basically, that was the only thing that kind of caught me off guard. Like, I'm thinking there's an update happening, because one of the things I noticed that it did, and it did acknowledge what it was doing a virus scan. So it didn't slow nothing down. It was just like, well, okay, why is the load light on? And it turned out to be a virus scan. So luckily it didn't find any issues, but still. it was like, what's going on here, kind of deal. So yeah, it's kind of in that direction. So yeah, as long as I have something to provide content with for this channel. Again, as I'm crossing here, as long as I have something to kind of provide content for this channel, I'll be good. I mean, I know there are some video cameras that you can buy, like what I have, that also allow you to connect to the internet and does YouTube and just automatically upload from that, which I think is pretty cool. Hold on. Sorry about that, but yeah, I think basically is pretty cool. So, there you go. The only issue I think a lot of us ran into yesterday, and don't know why this was. I don't know if it was in the morning or something. I don't know if it was the morning or the afternoon. I gotta look at one of my live streams. But I think it was in the morning, it was in the morning, because I have to look at one of my live streams. But basically, YouTube went down yesterday temporarily, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe somebody hit something, somebody touched something. I don't know what they did. It was kind of weird. It's kind of weird, It's like, I don't know what they did. I don't even think they know what they did. So it was kind of weird. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, with the few exceptions that I've just mentioned, I'll still be able to provide content with you. Hopefully nothing, happens in between that time. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Brian, you kind of talk about this being back to normal. How is it going to be back to normal? I was like, how is it supposed to be back to normal if you're off on the weekends and you live with family? It's very simple. Very simple. Late Friday nights, if I'm not beat to heck from work, I will try to do a couple of videos, maybe a live stream. And then Saturday, I will try to do another, and then early Saturday. Now, if that's not the case, then what I will do, because I'm doing this now anyway, is I will set my alarm for about 6 in the morning. And I can say that at least by, hopefully, 6:30, 6:45, I should have a live stream up and running without any issues, if you know what I mean. Updates and stuff like that. I should have a live stream, if I do one, like a Topics on My Mind live stream, up and running on Saturday morning. In fact, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, like I said, my new schedule starts this week. I'll be off this weekend, so I'll give you an example of that, hopefully without any issues, this Saturday morning, because I will set my alarm for 6 o'clock, and I will get up, I will turn on my computer, because what I do now with my computer is when I'm not working, I leave it off. When I keep it off. When I go to bed, I turn it off. So basically, whenever I turn my computer off before I go to bed, I keep it off until I get home. Yeah. So basically, let's say like last night, I turned my computer off like around 12, 1 or something like that. I can't remember. Well, I think it was around that. So I say between 11 and 1. So basically between 12 and 1 or something. I turned it off, and it's been off since then. Mainly it stays off, and I think the more we turn off our computers or our laptops, the more we can inevitably, the more for a time, the more for a time can we can we avoid any of these updates and stuff from interrupting, because basically Microsoft and them, they have to send out these updates to all these computers simultaneously, and sometimes it takes months, maybe weeks, for these updates to show up. So the more we keep the computer off or the laptop off, the more we are kind of keeping at bay these updates from happening. Inevitably, yes, they're going to happen, whether we want them to happen or we don't. But for the time, we're kind of keeping them at bay, like, okay, we're sending that message of, look, we understand you have to do these updates. We understand you want to improve the software, make it better. But right now, it's not the time. Right now is not. It's not the time for you to do that. So hopefully, by doing this, myself and a lot of other people are kind of keeping any future updates, even if they're small, minor ones, kind of at bay. And my advice is to try to check your loading light for a while, after a while, to make sure it's not constantly going on. Because it seems every time that loading light constantly goes on, even after you've already had the computer on and it's set itself up and stuff, if that loading light keeps constantly going on, then you're either having a virus scan happening or you're getting an update. One of the two. Like I said, one of the two is happening. Now, with that said, getting back on point here, as I was trying to say a little bit before I kind of went off topic there, to kind of give you guys an example of what I'm hoping to do and accomplish, with this new schedule, especially on Saturday mornings, is I plan to basically, and this is the truth, I plan to basically do a live stream, hopefully between 6:30 and 6:45, or primarily 6:30 and 7 is what I'm looking at. Because the live stream, if I can get it up by at least 6:30, could give me maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours to talk if I want to go that long. Discuss things or whatever I want to talk about. So it could give me that advantage. It could. So that's something to look forward to, perhaps, if I want to go that long, if I want to discuss stuff for that long. So it gives me that opportunity. That's what this new schedule does. It gives me that opportunity. Now, what it also does with this new schedule is it opens the door for me to be home to watch some MLP, some Friendship is Magic, especially with season 8 kind of coming to an end. It gives me the opportunity to watch it. Now, what I plan to do, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we always have these Brony React videos always coming on the air. Every time, months after the finale or the premiere has happened, we have a Bronies React video. Well, Lord willing, if this happens, should this happen, again, I want to plan for it to happen, but I'm not saying it's going to. It's just in the works. I might just end up doing a live stream review on it after I watch it. But if I can, between between September 8th and 9th, which is when, according to the scheduling, Boomerang Australia gets the season 8 finale, between then and August 13th, maybe even August 20th, depending on whether or not they want to separate the finale in two, or they want to do it back to back like they did the premiere. Depending on what it is, and what happens, my plan is between that time frame is to give either a live stream review of School Raise, and if I don't watch it and I hear what other people have to say, and I do watch bits and pieces here before I do a full-fledged watch, my plan is to do a live streaming review of it. And if not that, my plan is to also, Lord willing, my plan is to also do a live reaction video. Yeah. John Biscuit, I think that's his name, recently did, along with a friend, a live reaction video to the DuckTales, to the 2017-18 DuckTales Season 1 finale. They did a live reaction. Now, I don't know if it was they watched it and they talked about it, or the live reaction, hey, we're going to talk about what we saw, give you our reactions to it kind of deal, whatever. But my plan, primarily, folks, is, again, Lord willing, to do an actual live reaction. What that means is to watch the episode as it happens and stream what I'm watching live. Kind of give you guys kind of give you guys, sorry, there was some dogs barking at each other back there, to kind of give you guys an idea of what my thoughts are as they're happening. Again, Lord willing, I'll be able to do that. But if not, I'll probably just do a discussion video on it. And hey, I might even start doing a discussion video as soon as next week, because, as I've mentioned, thanks to Equestria Daily, Sweden, Nickelodeon Sweden, and TFOU-Max on Demand in France and in some other countries are going to be getting the finale early. So pretty much starting next week, we'll have an idea of what the finale is about, because we're pretty sure people will translate it to kind of give us an idea of what they're saying. Hopefully. But yeah, basically the plan is that when the episode does arrive in Australia by the 8th and the 9th of September, you definitely know Facebook group pages, YouTube, and Dailymotion are going to be on top. Well, basically what I'm saying is Facebook group pages, Dailymotion, like I said, Facebook, YouTube, Dailymotion are going to probably have the finale in individual parts or as a whole for people to watch, maybe copy the link to and then download so they can have on their computer and they can watch at any time they want. So yeah, like I said, between September 8th and 9th, you're probably going to get some reaction videos, live reaction videos to the episode. Either people are watching it and reacting as you're watching them, or they're just going to come out and give you a straight review. Whatever the case may be, it's going to happen. Most definitely, it's going to happen. And on top of that, again, since the finale is coming up early in other countries by next week, a lot of us that live in other countries that could translate Swedish and French will probably be able to easily translate what they're saying to be almost accurately what they're going to say in the actual English language, English dubbed or language version of the finale when it comes out. So that's basically, again, I'm getting a little off topic, but that basically is but basically what I'm trying to say is my plan is to, like I say, do live streams, either topic on my mind or whatever, or just regular discussions, just talk kind of deal. Or, in the case of what I just said, do a live reaction to possibly the finale, whether I'm watching it and I'm giving you my reaction as I'm watching it, or I just come out and I talk about it after seeing, bits and pieces, here and there, and, what other people have had to say about it as well, kind of give you my idea and my thoughts as to why this happened or why that happened. But again, that's just a sample, and again, I'm sorry if I went off topic, but that's just a sample. As I'm checking my time here, I've got about 32 minutes. But that's, again, just a sample of what, of what I'll be able to bring to the table, if you will, when it comes to the finale. Well, not finale, but when it comes... They just drove this way, now they drove that way. But anyways, what I'm saying is I'm just giving you an idea of what I'm going to be able to probably do with the finale, with my new schedule, especially when it comes to the weekends. It may make me tired a little bit on Saturdays, but my plan basically is if I just get up early to do that, and then I kind of rest a little bit, I might turn off my computer for a bit as well, so I can avoid any possible situations like updates or whatever. Because again, people, they understand why the updates happen, but more along the lines of they just wish they wouldn't happen so constantly. Again, one lady, Susan Bradley, who's very well known in this industry, as well as with Microsoft when it comes to this kind of stuff, just basically said, look, you guys got to stop doing this. You guys got to stop constantly giving updates out because not a lot of these updates are working. And what was her response that she got? She just got responded to like a regular customer. I don't know if it was an automated machine that did it. We don't know. But yeah, they treated one of their own as a regular customer. Hold on for a sec. Just hit some of these right here with my head. I just hit one of these with my head right here. So anyway, but yeah, it's basically the fact that it's basically the fact that honestly, it's how do I put this? It's mainly the fact that Microsoft's response was an automated response to one of their own people. But hopefully the letter has gotten more circulation and has gotten up to the higher ups at Microsoft to where they're able to talk to maybe the 3 people that she addressed in the letter and say, look, if this is what's going on, maybe we do need to fix this. Again, my suggestion would be, and I think Microsoft, I'm just checking the time here. I think Microsoft should really take it into consideration. My suggestion mainly would be, look, if you're going to do this, fine, go ahead and do it. But make sure you test it out first before you send it out, and that being the updates. Like, if you test it out and you see, oh, there's a bug in it, or there's a virus in it, or there's a glitch in it, don't send it out. Don't be like, oh, it's just a minor one, go ahead and send it. No, it's like, no, don't do that. Say, let's fix this before we send it. And again, I find it ironic that basically when they announced the April 2018 one, that the thing they said at the end when they were talking about what people were going to get is basically they noted, oh, there are no issues with this update. Kind of funny that they did that, almost kind of ironic, I should say, that they did that almost immediately after that letter started to make circulation. Again, I'm just saying. Anyway, though, like I said, hopefully with no issues or anything, I will be able to still do a live stream, maybe early Saturday mornings, late Friday nights, depending on what happens. But again, to give you a sample of what I plan to do, I am going to set my alarm for about 6 o'clock this Saturday, so I can do a live stream for you on my first real Saturday off. You know, not a Saturday that was just given to me randomly or anything like that. Just a regular Saturday that's officially part of my schedule. So hopefully I'll be able to do that to give you an idea of like what I'm saying, of what I'm going to do and stuff. But yeah, things are basically getting back to normal around here, and let's just hope things run smoothly after that. Again, my scheduling might be 8:30 to 5:30 from now on, starting this upcoming week, Monday through Friday. But it doesn't necessarily mean I'll be working 8:30 to 5:30, just between that time range. And again, the only time I think I'm going to be doing 8:30 to 5:30 is when we basically get closer, I should say, to the holiday season. So Halloween, and Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I think it's really going to start picking up after Labor Day weekend. But the point I'm getting at is, as we get closer to Halloween, that's when I think things are going to start getting more steady, and we're going to start having a regular 8:30 to 5:30 schedule, with none of the, you're going to work in between these hours, between 8:30 and 5:30. No, basically it's going to be 8:30 to 5:30. The closer we get to Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, yeah, things are kind of back to normal, kind of. Like I said, the only difference is I'll be off on the weekends, but I'm going to be able to make that work. And as long as I have a phone like this, or maybe a newer one down the line, I'll still be able to provide you guys with some content as well that I'll be able to upload during work, courtesy of this phone or whatever phone I get in the future. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say, guys. Let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like. I've got about 24 minutes to go before I have to clock in. But let me know what you think, and I will talk to y'all later.